You guys, if you are still watching, make sure to leave a like on this video, comment. If you want to, throw something in the comments. You got a question for Veronica? She can answer it. Now, you are located in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
I am.
Okay.
I'm in Las Vegas.
And so this is, now I'm assuming, is there a goal to make this a nationwide program, or are you staying local for now?
The goal is right now to open up a facility here in Las Vegas and really start making the difference and start creating impact. But the goal is to eventually launch this across the United States, open one up in every city, and create an impact in the cities that really need it the most to begin with, and then spread ourselves out. But for the most part, it's starting in Las Vegas.
Because I'm thinking, I feel like this is a model that can be repeated because. Okay, like, we're gonna have girl talk now. Okay, listeners, it's girl talk time. We know, and this is actually relates to the fellows too, but we know that when we look better on the outside, the reality is we feel better. There have been times in my life, I've dealt with health issues and weight gain and loss, and it's been really hard. And there are times, if I'm feeling sick or depressed, like I will look it. But if I can pick myself up and I can start to put myself back together again, and I can get some nice clothes that fit me well, and I can start to put the outside together, that actually helps the inside a little bit. It's a start.
It does.
Helps a lot.
It does. Well, and the biggest thing is if you don't have your mind right, everything doesn't work, right? Anything you want to do, you want to work out, you want to eat healthy, you have to be in the right mindset. So in order for you to start anything, you have to be in the right mindset. So we work on mindset. Your physical transformation is part of that mindset because it starts prepping you, right?
Yeah.
Then we give them a wardrobe where we style them to their body type so that they feel comfortable. And create a whole new look for them, and then finish it off with the credit repair and all the great things, the life skills that they need. There's really no failing for them.
Okay, so my psychology ladies. Okay, so Dr. Lori. Okay, so when I tell people this story. Around the time that I got sober, I cut all my hair off.
Okay.
I had super long hair. And long story short, I was like, screw it. And I got a super short angled bob. And there was something in that.
Freeing.
What is that? What is that like psychological thing that whenever we are going through something, we like want to cut our hair off or dye it or do whatever? Like what is that?
I think I think hair is a very personal part of us, particularly you think about cancer patients, right? And the hardest part for a lot of cancer patients is when they have to ultimately shave the hair off of them. It's something that adds a lot of uniqueness to us. It's a form of safety, and it kind of just is. We've had it since the day we were, not the day we were born, but soon after.
Pretty
and
much.
It's part of our identity. And so, when you're going through substance abuse or something, or you're dealing with so much stress in your life, you can get weighed down metaphorically and physically just by the amount of hair that you have on your head. So I think that there's a liberating feeling when we cut our hair off or we color it. We can change our entire identity from the outside in. And that's what the beautiful thing about what you're doing, Veronica, is, a lot of, we have programs down here like Dress for Success, and you give the clothes to individuals and you help them get jobs or help them go on interviews. But that's just such a small piece of what people are struggling with, right? And when I was looking at that, at your website, which is so well done, it is so holistic. It's both inside and out. And I'm a big believer that, you can start from the outside and you can like fake it till you make it, so to speak. But if you don't really get to the core of the self-worth and how people see themselves and their value in relationships and in this world, there's always going to be this imposter syndrome, this I'm not good enough, or I can't do it, I'm not like everybody else, or I'm not capable of doing it. Even if they know the skills, it's because they don't have the belief in themselves. And so I use the analogy of a hollow chocolate Easter bunny. And I mean, they look beautiful on Easter. At least a Jewish kid like me always thought they looked amazing at Easter when I went to CVS, and I always begged my parents for one. And the one time that they said, sure, I got home and I took a bite of it and the whole thing cracked. I was like, this is such a farce. What is this? I wanted this thing. It was so beautiful. And the whole thing fell to crap. So
we have to, they tipped me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, right? So I use that analogy in therapy because what we try to do is we try to create solid chocolate Easter bunnies, right? So that the inside matches the outside, so that when something does happen or we hit against a no, you didn't get this job, or a rejection in a relationship, we don't crumble and fall apart. So if you just were to do the outside and give them a beautiful blue bow and a big blue eye like the bunny had, the whole thing doesn't support itself because that's why they go back, right?
Correct.
It's because it's not solid, and we have to work through that. So I so appreciate that you guys are paying attention to the mental health component of it, and the self-worth and the self-esteem is so important. And if not, as important, it's equally as important as the physical. And the physical one, though, I joke all the time, and I might have actually said this to you, Veronica, when you were doing my hair and makeup, which was our jobs are very similar. Right? You, a hairstylist or a makeup artist and a psychologist, our jobs are pretty similar. Everybody tells us their problems. We kind of sit there, we're sounding boards, we help them through it. But you have the better job. And the reason you have the better job is because they always look good when they walk out. They always feel good when they walk out. When they walk out of my office, not so much. It takes a long time. So the idea of starting from the outside first, right? It's the easier way to start. And as they start to see that potential, they can open themselves up to being more vulnerable and more willing to be self-aware and learn the acts of resilience and how to incorporate that into their life. So it is such a beautiful thing that you are doing. And I can see it multiplying and multiplying and multiplying in different states, because it's a necessity at this point.
Well, and the thing is that a lot of the abuse happens through their hair. So
pulling.
Believe it or not, I've had situations and I encountered women that the abuse would happen. I had a woman that had hair down to her waist, very bum, and he would literally take her hair and lock her in the room through her hair. So there's so much that has happened to these women that it's just a new identity. It's not what's good. It's like somebody said to me, so they wash their hair and their makeup off. What then? And I said, no, that is just one component. It's just one piece to help change the identity, to start creating a new identity. And along with the mindset program, it's creating a new story for them, right?
Oh my gosh, you guys, hold on a second. Some of these things we've been talking about are all coming together. So we talk all the time about the Purpose Project, how all human beings need three things: identity, belonging, and purpose. And so if you holy moly, so if you're a trafficking victim and your belonging, your purpose, your identity are all wrapped up in your victimization, no wonder they go back. Oh my God, you guys, like that, it makes sense now. I didn't get it before. It makes sense now.
Yeah. And that's why we have such a hard time when we work, as Veronica said, with domestic violence, right? It's identifying with the aggressor. It's going back. It's, they know they need them in a way, or they believe they need them in order to survive and to have safety, because they don't have the other components in place. And that's what, Veronica, you're doing so beautifully, is helping them feel that, feel empowered. I mean, I think that's really the big word here, is to feel empowered that they are more than this, that they can create a new life for themselves. And you're teaching them, you are literally giving them the skills to be able to do it. It's remarkable.
Well, and we also have a program that's included into it where we're actually creating like a mentorship program where some of the girls that have actually graduated, that have actually started, they're actually like big sisters, right? Almost like when you were a kid and you had a pen pal. This is a group of women that will mentor them to continue. So if you're having a rough day, you have someone you can talk to. You'll always
That's
have a
wonderful.
mentor that will listen to you, that'll say, hey, what's happening today? Why don't you want to attend class? What's going on? You know?
And that it's such a component of the AA model that is so successful, right? And modeling it off of that, which we know has been such a successful program around the world, knowing that you have somebody, and that's really what it is. It's belonging, it's having connection, it's knowing that there's not something wrong with them, right? And that's really so important for these individuals to understand, because they think they're doing something wrong. They think there's a flaw in them because of the way that they've been treated. And that's not at all what it is. And, I just, to our listeners, I mean, listening to all the components of it, right? I was going through this and I'm like, oh, I don't even have to be trafficked. I need these things. I mean, and that's the truth. I mean, these are the fundamental, we talk about this, and I know you guys talk about this on your podcast all the time. Like, our education system should be teaching this stuff to people who aren't even being trafficked. The gift that you are giving these women to learn how to balance checkbooks and deal with budgeting and learning how to interview and put together a resume. I mean, these are life skills.
I'm dealing with college graduates who can't deal with that crap. Are you kidding me?
That's my point.
Give me a break.
My point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Live my life. Try interviewing and hiring. Golly. My goodness. You guys, so let me ask you this, Veronica. What do you need? Like, where are you at, right? Where are you at in the process? What do you need? How can people help you? How can they support? Obviously, we've been showing off your sexy website. Wait, that is a terrible word to use in this, but I use it as a descriptor all the time. It's an excellent website, newlife.org. So what do you need? Where can people go? Tell them what to do.
So right now, what we're needing is we're raising funds so we can get a facility going. We can get a place to do the work.
Got it.
That's the biggest thing. We really need a space to create this. And we've been doing a lot of the work on our own without it, but we need a space for licensing purposes. You have to have a space. Sure. And right now it's just funds. We're raising funds and we're getting donations for clothing, gently used clothing for these ladies, to start having new outfits, and just funding is the biggest thing.
All right.
And excellent. How can somebody, send money to you? How can people get involved? How can they follow the progress that you're making and the successes that you're having?
You can definitely follow us. Our website is www.newlife.org. You can also follow us on social media at newlife.org. I'm sorry, New Life for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We have all of the platforms. And you can definitely donate through the website. We have that option as well.
Yep. We
are
showing it for
getting volunteers as well at this point.
That was going to be my next question. Is it run by volunteers solely?
Yeah, we'll need volunteers. There's just so much that we just don't have the manpower. So we'll definitely need volunteers as well.
Well, and I know you and I had talked about, I had said I would be willing to help with the accounting and budgeting piece. Let me know when you are ready to do that. That is what we are building here in my accounting practice, is an internship program for women who want to be stay-at-home moms or homeschool, to learn a home-based business where they can work from home and still take care of their family and earn an income. And so, if that's something that we can eventually help with you, or help with, build your curriculum, we're really happy to do that. So you guys, you need to go to newlife.org/donate. Make sure to donate. And again, the website is great. It's got tons of information. Our viewers were just having a look at it. There's all the contact information is on there, y'all. If you are interested in learning more, definitely go and reach out, and make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel that you're watching, and leave us a 5-star review if you're listening on podcasts. All right. Anything else? Veronica, before you go, what haven't we asked you that we should have? What do you want to make sure to share with our viewers and listeners?
Geez, I don't know. We've talked about everything.
Well,
I want to also just know, totally aside and selfishly, first of all, because that's me, right? But I have two things. I'm going to be selfish and then selfless, I guess. The first selfish thing is I want to take the makeup course. How does one do that?
Ooh,
You just have a makeup course?
Oh my
maybe we just need
God.
like a tutorial. We can have a tutorial on the podcast of you teaching us all the makeup skills, because I was blown away about that.
I've been practicing my contouring.
Oh, look at you. That's very impressive.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. That's why I was late for getting on the sound check, because I was contouring.
But
that's the point. You can't see it.
You know, it's funny you say that, because that is part of our program. We're teaching them how to apply their makeup. And
I know.
You know, everyone tells me, you know, you could actually do a fundraiser and teach a makeup class. I'm like,
absolutely.
I'm ready for it.
Bro,
absolutely.
I'm in. I'm just telling you right now, I'm in. Send me the link. I will pay. I watch.
And you could do it virtual, and
I watch
so big.
Amazing.
I watch makeup tutorials on YouTube all the time. I would happily pay someone for a good tutorial that goes towards a good cause. That is $1 million idea.
Wouldn't
right
that
there.
be amazing? It really would.
So that was my other piece. Like, Ericka told me before we even got on the podcast that like I had $1 million idea. I have like ideas all the time, but so I'm happy to help you in any way, shape, or form, but also clinically. I have my SIPAC license, which means that I can do therapy on telehealth in like 20 something states. I don't even know which ones they are. I would have to look. But what that means is I might be able to get in touch with therapists in different states and be able to put together a list of therapists who might be able to help provide low fee services, or might want to volunteer for the organization. So whatever awesome. I can do to help, please know I'm being very sincere about it. I believe in your cause. I believe in you. You are a beautiful, beautiful woman inside and out. And the fact that you are so willing to help these individuals who are struggling and literally giving them the tools to turn their entire life around and find value and worth in themselves is a gift. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful gift, and you should be rewarded in multitudes. So however I can help and whomever I can brainstorm with and bring towards you, please always reach out and let me know.
You're amazing. Thank you for that.
Oh, I love it. I love it, you guys.
It takes a village.
It does take a village.
I love it. All right, you guys.
I haven't done it alone. It's all the people that
Oh. Hey.
There it is.
I feel like I keep saying it's like this puzzle was created. It was thrown on a table, and here I'm having to build this puzzle. And it's been all the community that's come together. That's like, I will help. I will help. And that's like the most beautiful thing, because it's selfless, right?
Yeah, it's selfless. And I want to give a shout out to some of our listeners on Instagram, Ballistic Blade Boy and Rutland CGOP and Ali Fulch. Thank you guys for listening. And hopefully you guys will go to the website and check out this amazing organization that is run by this beautiful woman. And Veronica, you literally light up a room, and you are lighting up their lives. So thank you for everything that you shared with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you again soon, Veronica. She is so awesome. She is just so cool.
Don't you feel so inadequate when you hear these amazing stories about what people are doing to change the lives of other people? And all we're doing is like on a podcast, right?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? says the psychologist who like fixed me in like one conversation at Israel Appreciation Day. There was a couple things that you just like, you called out so hard, and I was like, but it's true.
Like
No, it's good. No, I love that. You don't understand, Lori. I like therapists that are like drill sergeants. I like people who are like, why are you crying? That doesn't help. Now, Benjamin can't say that. Lord Redic can't say that. He has to be like, I'm so sorry, honey. And everything that you're saying makes perfectly good sense, even if it's totally irrational, right? Like, that's his job. Now, however, my therapist can tell me that I'm being a nut and get away with it.
Look, we have to read our audience, right? Some people you can't be that way, and other people you can. So I don't want you to ruin my entire reputation so that everybody listening to this is sitting here going, gosh, this woman has no empathy. And if I cried, I wouldn't get any emotional support from her. I read my audience. I know with Ericka, I can do it this way, but with my other patients, I may not be able to.
That is correct. She knows. Yeah. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if I needed a therapist, I would absolutely hire Dr. Lori Fineman.
Well, and if I was unethical, I would take you as a patient. But since I'm ethical, you can't be my patient, Ericka. So again, you're testing me here and blowing my entire professional identity. Thank you very much.
Well, speaking of blowing identities, that was not a good transition. It was not a good segue. I had a better one, and then I lost it because I started laughing. So let's hang on and hear from our sponsor.